What is up, Planeswalkers? Today, we're going to do a little bit different for the intro. So, we're going to play a game. We're going to play a game of rock, paper, scissors. What I want you to do is I want you to pause the video right now and go down to the comment, to the pinned comment that I've made, and type in what you decide to do, rock, paper, or scissors. And what I'm about to do is do my own rock, paper, scissors, and let me know. After that, reply to yourself and say whether or not you won. So, here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I decided to go rock. I was thinking about going scissors for a bit. Then I was like, let's switch to paper, but nah. So anyway, that was only 30 seconds. Bear with me. Theorix 6, back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. What is up, Planeswalkers? I do, of course, hope you go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and helpful for the show. And today, and I believe this is the last day, you can go to Flipside Gaming for that extra 5% off. So it'll be 15% off, and you have still access to that sweet, sweet deal with the Dragon Shields being only $8. And you, of course, can go ahead and pre-order War of the Spark and Modern Horizons. Now, today, we're playing a deck that at first was just going to be an amalgamation of a bunch of different types of decks that I found on AetherHub. But Legend VDs, LVDs, his version was just like the best, so I ended up funneling like back into LVD's deck. I played different things, but I ended up on this list. I believe it's slightly different in the sideboard. I don't remember exactly. Oh, he had 2 Banefires. I took one out and put in a Sanguine Sacrifice, Mint. Dum-dum. But other than that, it's pretty much the exact same deck as LVD's. So I'm gonna link his channel in the description because, I mean, it's his deck, even though I did start off not as just his deck, but his deck was the best version that I found that I played with. So, without further ado, this is a kind of a combo deck, and the combo is with Smothering Tithe and Emergency Powers. So, I'll get to the rest of the cards in a bit. Smothering Tithe is an enchantment that is awesome. If you have it out and your opponent draws a card, any card, not just the one for turn, they may pay 2 life. If they don't, you get a treasure. That's very nice. It can give you a little bit of incremental advantage there. But with Emergency Powers, what you are able to do is force your opponent to draw 7 cards. And they don't have a choice here. Unless they, of course, counter Emergency Powers, they don't have a choice. They have to draw a new 7. And likely, they're not going to be able to pay for that mana. So you're going to get about 7 tokens. But additionally, we can play this on our main phase and get to put a permanent into play. Usually, that's probably going to be a land or maybe a treasure map, but sometimes it'll be an additional Smothering Tithe. And usually what you want to happen is you want to be able to cast another Emergency Powers and keep generating this treasure mana, and then go from Mastermind's Acquisition into something in your sideboard in order to win. Now, there are a bunch of things in the sideboard that matter, so I am going to actually talk about the sideboard in the beginning of the video instead of like in the end like I usually do. But let's look at the rest of the deck, because essentially the way that the deck wins is get a bunch of mana from Smothering Tithe and Emergency Powers, draw a bunch of cards, maximize acquisition for something in the sideboard, and win. So how do we get there? We essentially play a strange white-blue, or a strange white-black, mostly control deck that does run a little bit of blue because Emergency Powers, and it's just some nice draw with Chemister Insight. So it's, very normal style of Urza control. We have 4 Revitalizers because they gain us life, and they let us draw a card, essentially, functionally, making our deck 64, 66, I can do basic math, card deck, and very, very helpful against the super aggressive strategies. 2 cast downs and 1 Moment of Craving. This was the situation that LVD had, and initially I was going to modify this, or initially I had this modified as 2 Moment of Craving and 1 cast down, and the reason for that is because I felt like aggro was going to be too much of a problem, and it really isn't necessarily. It can be difficult, but it's a lot more about the fact that you kind of have to give them a new hand, which leads to the majority of your losses. So cast down, the thing is much better against mid-range decks and especially Drakes. So you really want to have cast downs to be able to deal with these Drakes instead of Moment of Craving, which can only really help you against mono blue, mono red, and mono white / Boros. So 1 Thaumatic Compass. Didn't even play this initially, but I realized that I can put it in with Emergency Powers, and we're probably going to have that many lands anyway if we're casting Emergency Powers. So this can buy us a little bit more time if we, for whatever reason, like don't have a Smothering Tithe out or something like that. It can just buy us a little bit more time in order to stay in the game and make the rest of the combo happen. 4 treasure maps. It scries and draws. It makes treasure. Smothering Tithe makes treasure. We can like use these 2 things in combination, and it's really helpful. 2 Cry the Carnarium. Aggro decks. Killed them. Also, this is really good against Phoenix. Especially the Phoenix decks that run Goblin Electromancer. Top notch. 3 Mortifies. There are enchantments in the game that are really bothersome. This helps get rid of them. But also, it just gets rid of a creature. Just bar none. Bye. 2, Chemister's Insight. We like to draw cards, and sometimes we have a lot of lands because we're running 26. I'll show the land count right here, and kind of the rest of the distributions. But we're running like 26 lands, and sometimes you just have too many lands. Chemister's Insight can go ahead and chuck one of those for some additional cards. 3, Mastermind's Acquisition. Typically what you're going to get with this is Emergency Powers, Smothering Tithe, or Kai's Wrath. Essentially, it's like going to be an 8-mana board wipe, but the idea here is you want to make sure that you're going to be getting something that can help you in the situation. So if you really need a Smothering Tithe to go with your emergency powers, you can go and get that. If you have Smothering Tithe and you just need emergency powers, you can go and get that. And if you're gonna die, you can go get Kai's Wrath. That said, what's really nice is that emergency powers will shuffle this back into your library, so you have more chances of getting it again. And once you do, you can go ahead and, of course, search for an answer. And what is of note is that if, in specific situations, instead of getting Kai's Wrath, it will be better to get something in the sideboard. So we'll talk about it in just a moment. We already talked a little bit about this. And, of course, then... Oh, wait. I didn't actually talk about Kai's Wrath. I just said Kai's Wrath a bunch. Kai's Wrath. It destroys creatures. Woo! And then, of course, this is the mana base. We're not running the Glacial Fortresses because of the distribution here. You could probably run something different, but I was just like, well, I already got really close to LVD's list, so I was like, I'm just going to run LVD's list. And then the sideboard. 1, Unmoored Ego. This, I assume, is helpful against decks that are trying to win with just like one type of card. Maybe it is Nexus in best of 3. I know it's still banned. If your opponent is just on Teferi, right, and they have like no other ways to win or something like that, you can go ahead and get Unmoored Ego and pretty much allow you to win that way. And what's nice is that you can get extra uses out of this card because Emergency Powers does shuffle things back in. So getting something in with Mastermind's Act is actually pretty decent. 1, Ixalan's Binding. If you really need to deal with a Planeswalker or something and you already use your Vraska's Contempt. Planeswalkers are a thing that I did think were pretty scary starting off. So I did have Vraska's in the main deck for like 1 game, and I was like, I don't know if I need this. Because I could just put it in the sideboard. Then Vraska's Contempt, same with Ixalan's Binding. These can help you against Planeswalkers if you really need to. For what it's worth, Contempt can also deal with a larger creature, while still giving you life, right? So sometimes you might actually need to go get a Moment of Craving because that's just like technically the right thing to do because of the cheapness or whatever. But sometimes getting the Vraska's Contempt instead will be really helpful. Karn, value. Pretty much, like, you can win with Karn because Smothering Tithe gives you so many. Like, somehow, let's say all 4 of your emergency powers got exile, like, countered or something, then you can still have a win condition with Karn, you have a win condition with Revel and Riches. So that's what I really see these as, is nice win conditions. Karn is going to be able to make you some really beefy boys with your Smothering Tides because people just don't pay for it, like, at all. Maybe against other control decks they'll pay for it, but I've seen that, like, no one does. And Bolas' Clutches, steal a thing? I assume you get, like, Niv Mizzet exclusively with Bolas' Clutches. It hasn't come up, luckily. You can still just go ahead and Mortify it, for example. 1,000 Year Storm is a really funny thing to do, but I'm not comfortable with it. So, like, for example, right, you could go ahead and have a Smothering Tithe out, Mastermind's Act for a 1,000 Year Storm, put the 1,000 Year Storm in play, then on the same turn cast Emergency Powers, a lot of mana, by the way, but you maybe have it with Smothering Tithe. Emergency Powers, you get a double Emergency Powers, and then the first one, you'll be able to put a thing onto the field, second one, you'll be able to put a thing onto the field, and you have a bunch of mana from, like, this, and then hopefully you have stuff to do. It's too much for me to deal with, but it's something that you should know you can do. Immortal Sun, Planeswalkers. If you have the mana for it, this is just a better answer to those Planeswalkers because it also means your stuff costs less, you get additional draw steps and things like that. It's very helpful. Planeswalkers. As well as just, like, large boards, so sometimes maybe you've run out of Kai's Wraths because you're going against like a mono green or a green red aggro deck or something, and they just have a ton of beefy chungussy boys, and you just need an additional Star of Extinction to say, hey, stop that. Also, if you need to blow up a land, Zacama is real fun, but I usually don't get it. I usually just Banefire my opponent because that's easier. Zacama is something you can do. It's not something that I've done. Banefire, it's lethal, and it's uncountable lethal. It's pretty dang good. I Banefire people for like 30. Sanguine Sacrament, I actually added into the deck instead of the last Banefire because of the fact that you can very often find yourself against mono red where you have a Mastermind's Act and just getting something else from anywhere is just wrong. It's almost always better to just get a Sanguine Sacrament and just inflate the hell out of your life total. Use all of your treasure, right? Because at that point, you don't want them to draw more cards, right? What you want to do is to be able to, over time, slowly just develop the mana to, like, Mastermind's Act for, like, a Hydro Crisis, or for Mastermind's Master Mission, or Zacom, or something like that. Against Mono Red, you usually do not want to use emergency powers, or at least that's what I found. After the 2 games I lost against them were super close, and I think I died both times, like, the turn I used emergency powers where I would have otherwise won. It would have been better for me to just Mastermind's Acquisition for a Hydro Crisis or a Sanguine Sacrament. And you might be saying, why not just Hydro Crisis? And the reason for that is this gains you more life, right? Hydro Crisis only gains you half of X life, and I just wanted to make sure, like, if you're able to gain 20-something life against a mono red deck, especially after you've drained them of a bit of their resources, it can be crippling, and it gives you a ton of time to re-get back those resources that you used. Expansion Explosion is something that you can do. I don't know when I would ever necessarily get it over Banefire. Usually I just get Banefire. Maybe you bring it... You could get this if you have emergency powers and you're afraid that your opponent's going to counter it, right? So you could do that if you already have emergency powers, you already have Smothering Tithe, something like that. You can Mastermind's Acquisition for Expansion Explosion in order to counter their counter on your emergency powers. That is something that you can do. Hydro Crisis, as I said, a little bit weaker than Sanguine Sacrament, in my opinion, against the super aggressive decks, but against the kind of mid-range aggressive decks, Hydro Crisis might be exactly what you need to gain some life, to gain some card advantage, and to have a nice attacker and or blocker on your side of the field. And then, of course, Mass Manipulation is against those super value-oriented mid-range decks where, like, they just get a bunch of value. You don't really want to give them cards because of how important it is. Of course, against the graveyard decks, you can totally shuffle their library back in, and that's probably fine. But being able to just, like, get this and then steal, like, all of their stuff is really awesome. So this one was, once again, a bit of a long intro because of the fact that I did go back in on the sideboard, but hopefully you guys bore with me, and I think that this video is probably going to do better than, like, all of my recent videos combined, because it is a combo deck, and people like when I play combo. I saw Nox update the Goblin combo deck with Judith, and I didn't think that there was anything to update with that deck. I played it a while ago, so I'm probably going to do a little bit of research on that and play that deck as well. Because people like combo. I can't lie. Combo is interesting. Just I'm not very good at it because I mess up lines. There have been so many games in practice where I just, like, freaked out and I was like, no time. Unfortunately, my opponent. All right, there we go. We'll go and keep this because we do have the mana base and the treasure map. And if this is mono white, so Mortify's fine because we'll be able to deal with a Johnny's Pridemate. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. But if they go super wide, oh, it's the white. It's the what? I was gonna say it's the Azorius aggro deck, but I guess this is like Azorius Lifegain or something? I don't know what this is. And this is actually, like, why brews can sometimes just, like, win FNMs, right? Because if you're playing against the meta, then you're going to be blindsided by someone playing cards that you're not used to. So it is an Johnny Pridemate deck. So I'll probably end up Kaya's Wrathing. Not, like, I can take a bit of lumps here. So I think I will just go ahead and treasure map. Watery Grave, Watery Grave. Do I want this Watery Grave? We have 4 mana. We're going to have this. I don't think so. I don't think we need it. But since we have 26 lands, and we'll probably draw another one anyway. Main phase, another Drowned Catacomb. So I would like, actually, for my opponent to just, like, commit more to the board. And not hold up, like, a counterspell. Or Splendid Angel. That's totally fine with me. I think that's a reasonable thing to counter, or to destroy. Ow. And they're stuck on land, which is nice. Ooh, plenty of Kaya's Wraths, which is probably fine against this style of deck. I assume that they're just a life gain deck, so. That said, let's go ahead and jump into talking about the practice games. Dovin's a cutie. Huh. Can't say I expected that. I can blow that up. Do you want to blow that up? I'll think about it, because I can do it instant speed. Let's see. So the first game with this list was Is It Drake's? Is It Drake's and Is It Phoenix? And they did have Ral. Now, I won that game. Another Dovin's a cutie. Yeah, sure, that's fine. They're just looking for land in all the wrong places. Ooh, what a shame. Another Revitalize, that's fine. Go and do this. I don't need that right now. Cast down, pretty much useless. I would like to honestly draw another land. I'll do this, I guess. Do I cast Smothering Tithe here? Probably. Yeah. I lose out on a lot of my treasures. I don't think I do. Nah. I could, but I think it's better to save it. Nope, nope. Kaiserwrath, stay where you are. This goes over here. Cool, cool. Yeah, so we were able to beat Izzet Phoenix Drakes because we just, like, used our removal properly. You know, we cast down Drakes. We, Moment of Craving Phoenixes. Just resolve. Just go away. And we were able to get off a Cry of the Carnarium on, I think it was one Drake, or, sorry, one Phoenix and one, Goblin Electromancer. So, you know, that was value in and of itself. And it looks like our opponent's still just missing land drops. I assume that... Land? Land? No? Ah. I have to assume that my opponent is running relatively few lands if this is kind of a weird creature-y style deck. But yeah, I'm fine with that happening. I could have mortified one of them, but I honestly don't think it's too much of an issue, especially if they're really desperate for lands here. Did they get a land? Okay, they got a land. Good for them. Also because, I'm just going to cast Smothering Tithe. Stop doing that, you stupid game. I'm just going to cast Smothering Tithe. And now I get extra value. Do I draw a card? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I don't draw a card this turn. I'll probably just draw one end of my opponent's turn. I also have access to Mortify if I need it. Yeah, that's fine. They did get a Ral out. And that Ral was scary, except the 2 turns before he could ultimate, I was able to just win the game with emergency power, so it wasn't too bad. I never needed... I never felt pressured to get a Contempt or something out of the sideboard with Ack, but I'm just going to call it Ack, by the way, because Dan Giesling. Crack open a Coltlam. So that was a win. Then the next game we went up against Mardu Midrange. Rural Raggy. The next one was Mardu Midrange. Jeez. And I just destroyed them. There was nowhere that was safe. I just killed them. And the women and children too. Slaughtered them like animals. My turn. Play that land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just cast this down. I guess I'll do it now. Just so they don't have a counterspell. And I think what I'm going to do here is just end of turn Chemister's Insight. Yeah, I think that's fine. We don't really need the Compass out. Cool, cool. Yeah, against Mardu Midrange, really, we were able to just destroy their creatures. They had things like Tecatli Honor Guard. They had Adanto Vanguard. Other things that I cannot remember. The enchantment. What the hell is that thing called? History Benalia? Jeez. They had History Benalia, and, you know, I was able to just deal with the creatures together, right? Cry of the Carnarium deals with Vanguard and the 2/2s very well. I was able to deal with Takai's Wrath. I think it was 2 Tecatlis and something else. I just don't recall what it was. But, you know, I was never under a ton of pressure because the amount of removal I had in this deck. And it was totally fine. I just killed them like normal. Probably shouldn't say kill very often. Alright, cool. Thanks for just continuing to give me card draw. My turn. Let's see. So we can Mastermind's Ack for an emergency powers. Can we cast it now? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yes, we could. But would it be good now is the question. I guess so. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and isolate a Chapel. Because I just want to make sure I have as much mana as possible. I'm just going to let this tap however it wants. I'm going to go and get it powers. Going to cast the powers. One thing that's a little frustrating with this deck is you do need to make sure you're cognizant of the timer. So here we're going to plop down a... I guess we can plop down a treasure map. They already had like a full hand anyway, so I wasn't really doing any like disservice to myself. I guess I'll just plop down a treasure map. And just like that. we have pretty much all of our church back. Don't need that, though. Do I really need to play anything else yet? Nah. Nah. Yeah, we honestly should be in a fine position here. This deck isn't pressuring us enough. It's very obviously like a life gain deck, so theoretically they can get like too much life for my Banefire to deal with, but I frankly doubt it. Am I fine just using a Chemister set here? Yeah. What does my opponent have, though? Oh, they just passed through combat for some reason. Sure. That's fine. Weird that you did in second main, but alright. Let's see. After that, we went up against... Is it Drake's? They conceded. I put a note on here for when, like, weird things happen, and the Is it Drake's player just, like, conceded real early. They weren't doing very well, but it just seems like they just didn't want to deal with this deck. I do wish that there was, like, an auto yield to this. So I'd like never have to deal with this trigger. But I think I think it's doing this because I can activate these treasures. I think I could like control shift to pass the turn completely, but I actually do want to Chemister's Insight and end of the turn, so I mean, they're cycling. Six Insight, sure. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine with me. I really don't care. You drawing cards is really good for me, so. So let's go ahead and Insight. We have 13 tokens, which is pretty dang good. Yeah, shut up. Oh, another Ack. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, my turn. I'll just keep the mana for the Ack. So Banefire's not good here. I mean, I could get 1,000 Year Storm, but white does have access to chant removal, so there's not really a reason to. Is there? Oh, it seems good. Mortify, I don't need it. I really don't care about the Acuity. Revitalize, main phase. Let's go and just play this Plains. Do we just act for another powers? I mean, I guess. Should I Revitalize first? I don't think so. No, just rather act for powers. I do want to keep this Treasure Cove untapped, though, just in case we want to draw an additional card. So we're going to search our library, and I very well could be being super stupid and should be getting something from our from our sideboard here, but I'm just going to go ahead and keep doing this because this is what I know how to do. Kind of. Do one of these, shuffle it in, get some cool stuff, play a compass, I suppose. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Oh, Chemisters, not bad. At this point, I don't need to Mortify. Like, I really don't care about this card. Yeah, I mean, we're under, like, no pressure. I am under powers pressure, so I do need to, like, stop chucking them completely, but should be fine. I'm actually going to pull up... I'm going to pull up the deck list just to make sure I know what I have in my freaking sideboard. Johnny's Primate, yeah, I really don't care about that. I can just do this, so I really don't care. Deploy? That's cool. Didn't upload the deck because I'm dumb. That's fine. I will find LVDs. White, blue, black. LVD. Nope, that's Q control. But I can just search LVD's list. Yeah, that's fine. Orange fun, there we go. Yeah, just resolve all. That's totally fine, man. I really don't care. Alrighty, he doesn't have to think, damn it. I mean, I can just Kaya's Wrath this. I super don't care. Yeah, that draws me more cards, man. Totally fine with that. Or sorry, it gives me more treasure. More treasure. No, insight, why not? This is going to be a longer video because this deck naturally takes a while to play out. And I want to make sure that people get to see many games of it in action. Draw. Revitalize is not bad. Main phase. Glacial. Revitalize. Chemisters. I guess I'll Kaya's. Draw another card. Yeah. But back to the games. Then we went up against Mono Blue. I pretty much conceded on their third turn when they countered my stuff. I was just like, I'm not dealing with this. I have no idea if I would have won that game. I just decided not to play it. I was a conscientious objector. Resplendent. Wow. I don't care. Yep. You can gain more life this turn. I don't care. I have another Kai's Wrath. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Let's see. Then again, winning up against Mono Red. And I realized that game that I should have gotten... So at this time, this first Mono Red, I didn't have the... the hell is that damn card's name? The Sacrament. I didn't have that. So I was unable to get that and gain a bunch of life. So I ended up acquisitioning for another Emergency Powers, and I ended up dying because of that. Which is really unfortunate, but whatever. Yeah, gain more life, I don't care. Dude's at 55, so I don't think I can Banefire him. I think I'm actually going to need like a real threat. I don't know what that's going to be yet. Glacial Fortress. Maybe I do just act for... Yeah, you know what? I'm acting for it. My opponent has not played... Oh, I could just Revel in Riches. Darn, I was going to get Thousand Year Storm. But I think Revel in Riches is technically a better choice here because they need to have exactly a response to it now. Fine. So I'll play Revel in Riches. Yeah, it's whatever. Then we'll cast Kaya's Wrath. We're going to lose, I think, just one of these. Yeah. And then we get 2 back, so it's fine. So hopefully they don't have a response to Revel in Riches, and we can win with that. And I realize I probably should have gotten it a long time ago, but that's my bad. Whoops. This deck is not the easiest to pilot, okay? You have to remember what's in your sideboard. You probably should have your sideboard list. I don't care about that. You have a way to give it haste? I really wish Revel in Riches... Like, there's a bunch of alternate win condition cards in the game, and I really wish Revel in Riches had something unique about it, right? Like, coins just fall down from the sky. There's another one, Liliana's Contract. I wish that, like, I don't know, a bunch of, like, demons just crowded in against the opponent's avatar or something. I don't know. Just something to distinguish it, because on my upkeep, my opponent's just going to, like, explode, as if they just, like, conceded. They got to 61. That's cool. I mean, even if they are able to top deck an answer to the Revel in Riches, I'm still not under, like, any pressure. I have a bunch of draws, thanks to the 2 Treasure Coves, right? I have this and 3 removal spells, right? So even if they're able to find, and they didn't, so even if they were able to find their removal for Revel in Riches, I'd still probably win this game. Just resolve all. Just go away. The next one, I was against Mono Red again, except they had that good old-fashioned... what is that? Damn. Steam Kin draw, where I just died. I was like, oh, okay. I unfortunately did not have Timely removal. Yeah, that's I mean, that's pretty disappointing, you know? But it's fine. It's whatever. That alone was 30 damn minutes. All right, that's fine. We're going to play another game. The deck does do well, as you will see in the final win-loss record. And you can also check LVD's video. It'll be in the description as well. Shout out to LVD. We have the same sponsor. He's a cool man. I like his act. He's a really, like, chill guy. That's one of the things I really like about him. I kind of molded a lot of my explanations around his style, because I really like how deep he goes into his explanations. I know some people who watch my stuff don't like that, that I go over, like, everything, basically. But it's something I appreciate when I'm watching someone, and I know a lot of people do appreciate when they're watching me. I've been thinking about this mulligan, and I hate it. I hate it so much, because we have stuff. But they're going... I'll keep it. I'm scared because they're going first. Oh, don't be mono blue. This is exactly why I was scared. Okay. So... the problem is, this is going to get countered. This is going to get countered. Like, almost certainly. So we'll play this. So next turn we can play this. Okay, they didn't flash anything in. I would not hate a basic here. Okay, so cast down is nice, because I can do that instead. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and play this Glacial Fortress down tapped, and pass the turn. We have access to this cast down. If for whatever reason the cast down doesn't work out, then we can possibly cry. we can cry if the cast down doesn't work out. Or we can Kai's Wrath if we draw the right land. I'm fine taking like 1 damage a turn. This is okay. They don't play anything. So Essence Capture, I think, is the creature one. That is just like not something that we have to deal with, which is nice. Do I cast this down? I guess so. Because it's something that'll come back in the future and will be annoying if I try to cast something. You know, no, that was probably a mistake. It looks like they're gonna save it anyway. I don't know how worth it is to save that, but I think I'm fine with that, honestly. I might even cry the Carnarium here, because if it gets rid of another board wipe, or it gets rid of another counterspell, which I'm assuming it will, then we'll be able to. Oh, I can't cry the Carnarium. Oh wait, no, I can't. I'm dumb. I was thinking of Kai's Wrath, but then the following turn we'll be able to Kai's Wrath, and they might have more creatures in play. So I think honestly this is fine, because I want them to counter this, and if they don't, it's fine, because then they have no pressure and they need to play something to pressure me. I don't think they should counter this. But they did. I'm fine with that, right? Like, if they... like, that's a quench? That's a quench that they maybe would have had for now. So I'm going to try this turn to Kai's Wrath. Yeah, I'll Kai's Wrath instead. So I'm going to try to Kai's Wrath. Does this resolve? Nope, they just have all the counters, I guess. Do you have counterspell? Damn it, they have another counterspell. I guess they always have it. Darn, that is unfortunate. This is exactly why I just conceded against Mono Blue in practice, because it's just really frustrating to deal with. I would not mind drawing another counter, or another board wipe. Not a board wipe, unfortunate. Make an act for something, but it probably just gets countered. Do I just act for something anyway? So they might have Spell Pierce, and if they do, then it's best to play this untapped. But if I play it untapped, then that's like potentially 1 turn that I don't have to live. Can act, try and get another board wipe. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to act. They might counter this. If they do, I'm just going to concede, right? There's no real reason for me to play out a game where my opponent has all of the counter spells. Are you serious? Oh no, it was Spell Pierce too. Oh no. Oh, I could have done it. I'm sorry, everyone. I made a bad choice. I know. I'm sorry. And the last deck that we played against in practice was another Phoenix deck. It was a Grixis Phoenix deck, and Crown of the Carnarium, it's real damn good. Real damn good. I'm going first, and I have Treasure Map. I think I will keep this. We don't have any blue, but we don't technically care. We have Cast Down, we have Treasure Map, we have Thaumatic Compass. This should be fine, because Treasure Map helps us to get to mana that we don't have right now. Cool. And we have land. I'll do this. So next turn I can do this and still have Cast Down active. Put it on black-red, potentially Rakdos. Alright, I assume Cast Down's going to go, which is unfortunate. But this, I mean, this is just a one power dude, so I don't really care too much. Yeah, they took Cast Down, which makes the most sense, to be honest. I would like another land, so. But we won't play that one because our opponent doesn't know about it. We'll play this, and we'll go and play this. I'm unlikely to actually use Thaumatic Compass, but that's something that we have access to. So let's see if they do another freebooter. Or just make us discard otherwise, which would be annoying. Judith is fine. I would love to get a Cry of the Carnarium, actually. Cry would be the best draw. I have no idea why it wanted to tap that swamp. Absolutely no idea. We'll draw. It's unfortunate. Main phase. Drowned. I mean, we're still not under too much pressure. The question is, do I want to... I guess I'll just Thaumatic Compass end of turn. They don't know one of my cards, so maybe they think it's removal or something, so they might play around it differently. But yeah, Grixis Phoenix, they had a triple Phoenix early on, but well, not early on, but I was able to play 3 Revitalize, so I had a huge life buffer, and after they had all of those Phoenix out, those Phoenix, whatever, I was able to, you know, go ahead and just cry all of them. Oh my gosh, they're just, like, they're feeding me this Cry of the Carnarium. They're feeding it to me. Sure. Oh gosh, I need to do that. What do you have? What do you have? Don't act me. Or don't freebooter me. Let it stage? Sure, whatever. 2 lands? Nice. So we're doing this to help thin out our deck of basics. Then we'll do this, start of our turn. Kaya's Wrath. I don't want Kaya's Wrath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kaya's Wrath, like, has me take a lot of damage, so I'd rather just put it on the bottom. Draw. Okay. Play this. Main. Play this. Yes, I believe I have enough for both. Yes. It takes all of my land, but I think it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to do it like this, or else the game is stupid and will hate me. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a Cry, and hopefully my opponent will cry because I just exiled the hell out of their entire board. And I get Cast Down back. When I do this, and I black, and I black. Goodbye. And the next turn, I'll have Thaumatic Compass flip. Get this card back. Pretty good. I think that was a fine turn. We did lose our treasures, but honestly, I think that's fine. Yeah. Firebrand, sure. Judith, unfortunate. Can't kill her. Very important to note. But I can keep compassing her. I guess I can kill this. Go ahead and play this. Could just emergency powers, but it doesn't do anything when I don't have access to the 1 card. So I think what I'm probably going to do is cast down the Firebrand, take my 1, and then just be able to keep blocking Judith. I think that's what I'll do. I guess I should wait, though. Yeah, alright, there we go. It's not too bad. That Grixis Phoenix deck, they also played Ral, but I was able to just kill them before they were even able to plus it twice. So that's fine. You know what? I should have killed the Firebrand on my turn, because then they wouldn't be able to activate their Spectacle. That was a small misplay on my part that I should have realized, because now they have a Spectacle active. That's definitely something I should have taken into account. Yeah, I make mistakes, but I do try, and I put my dumb pencil down. I do try and make sure that Thought I'd bring them up as soon as I realize I've made them. Once again, I think that we don't want emergency powers here. We have nothing to go with it. And right now I can still block out Judith pretty well here. Okay. I assume they want me to, like, forget to do this or something, but let's keep doing that. Web stage for full price. Okay. 2 lands. Real nice for me to see. Not nice for them to see. I mean, we're also running low on value, but for right now, I think it's just better not to give the aggressive deck gas. You know, we have Revitalizes, we have more treasure maps, we have Smothering Tithe. Smothering Tithe, they probably just pay for at this point. But Smothering Tithe means that we can cast emergency powers and get something from it, right? As of right now, we'll get 2, 4, 7. We'll only have like 4 mana left over, and 4 mana left over is not a ton to do stuff with. It can set up for another turn, but in and of itself, it's not a ton to do stuff with. I want to show off these pins that I'm going to pick the Orzhov one because I'm playing Orzhov right now. Well, I'm playing Esper, but it's mostly Orzhov. Is it really going to be the last? Is it actually going to be the last one? Okay, it wasn't. It was the second to last one. One sec. I need to make sure I don't mess this up in combat and go away. So, pass. Gosh, dang it. Phoenix. Phoenix is interesting. Phoenix is very interesting. I don't like that Phoenix is there. I don't like it at all. Because now I start taking 2 damage a turn. So I think I might need 2 emergency powers. Which freaking sucks. Why would you ever tap like that? I mean, I want to keep that up. This definitely can go away. All of these. But why would you not leave me any white? Or any... Yeah, no, any white. Why would you not leave me any white? 3, 6, 7. All right. This is on my main phase, yes. I mean, it gives them gas, but I don't think I could do anything else. Okay, this is potentially quite helpful. I can Moment of Craving... Yeah, I can Moment of Craving Judith. And keep that at bay. I think I'm going to do it now. Yeah, shut up. Okay. Yes, I will get pinged. Yeah. I was not able to press the mute button. I apologize for that, everyone. Goodness me. So we have another emergency power, so as long as we don't die here, which we could, because we're at 10, we should be okay. Skargan. Okay. Might give that haste. Yeah, decided to give it haste. So if we take 4, we go to 7. Gutter Bones, I don't care about Gutter Bones. Okay, so I can take 4 and go down to 6. And I still have access to Revitalize. Which, for what it's worth, I did think that we weren't going to be able to do, for some reason. I'm going to Revitalize first, honestly. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I could die by timing. So, we're down to 9, which is okay. We'll play this. Yes, we'll play this. I could Kaya's Wrath here first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I would still have access to this and probably another land. But the reason I'm thinking about Kaya's Wrathing first is because I can potentially get their Phoenix out. So I think I will do that. I'll do this. Yeah, that's fine. And then... Sure, that's fine. Oh, also, I realized I don't care. It's going to be shuffled back in. I'm so dumb. But... No, why would you ever tap like that? I hate the auto-tapper so much. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Alright, so I can put a Smothering Tithe into play. Yes, I think I put a Smothering Tithe into play. Then I have access to Revitalize. And I have another Emergency Powers. So coming up, we'll be able to potentially get a lot of card draw. And we'll potentially be able to get out of this situation alive and victorious. So let's go for that. Anyway. these pins from the guild kits, as I told everyone before, I did buy, but I didn't like the clasp that was on them. It was like a safety pin clasp, and instead I wanted a butterfly clasp. So I went out to Home Depot, and I just like went to the back, and there was a place where you could just literally say, hey, can you get this off? And they did. They didn't like file it down. I'm trying to focus. There we go. They didn't file it down where it was mounted. But actually, you did. Okay, yep, they're still in. But, you know, it was pretty much perfectly centered here. Shoot, they're going to take my emergency powers. Honestly, that's fine, because I can just kill it with Mortify. You know what? I'm actually gonna cast this now, because they could steal it from me and just kill the crap out of me with it. So I think this is fine. Like, they either take Mortify or, I mean, there's no good takes here, right? Because I can kill this and get whatever they took back. So I'm not too worried about it. So they just took Mortify, and I don't care about Mortify because I have Kai's Wrath. I own. Okay, that's fine. I do have both Cries in the deck again. Judith. Okay, Judith's fine. I would like Cry. That can attack again, which is a little scary. Garbones, sure. I'd really like Cry the Carnarium, to be honest. But I think what I'm going to do here is Smothering Tithe into Emergency Powers. Oh, they decided to just sack it and deal some damage to me? They can't kill me from there, can they? They 1 damage here. Puts me to 9. They don't have... Unless they have another land? No? Alright. Okay, so we're going to go and play Isolated Chapel into Smothering Tithe to gain all of the gains. Smothering Tithe. I don't want Takai's Wrath here because I would take too much damage. So we're going to go ahead and Emergency Powers. Once again, I don't know why you're doing this to me. I only need 1 blue source. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, you know what? I wish I could just undo that one. We don't need to tap the Treasure Cove, but whatever. It's too late now. I tapped it. Cry! Exactly what I wanted to get. Cool, cool. And we're going to go ahead... Do we just put another Smothering Tithe down? Why not? Good old 14 triggers to gain some sweet advantage here. So here we're just gonna Cry. Then we have Revitalize to gain a little bit more life. This game is won, right? It's not really much that they're able to do here. They might have Hasty Boy, so I actually do want to just do this, right? I want to leave no stone unturned. Leave nothing to chance. Just make sure I'm able to not die randomly. And I have plenty of... Stop. I have plenty of treasure, right? So I'm just going to go and do this. I can act for a Treasure Cove. But I don't think that's going to be necessary. They could absolutely pay 6 here. But people just don't care. They don't want to. So I could act for a Cove. I think that's too dangerous in this situation. It's easier, since they're at a relatively low life total, still only sub 20, that it's just better to get a Banefire and kill them. We are at 9, but that's going to change soon. It's going to Shang soon. Same mount is fine. It's a little wobbly, but so then I just super glued. I bought them online. This was like, I don't remember exactly how much it was, but this is like 100. No, it's 50. I think it's 25 gold and 25 silver. But I just bought a bunch of those, and it wasn't very expensive. You just go on Amazon and buy them. And then I just super glued. I just with normal, was it crazy glue? Just super glued the base. I didn't want to super glue the tip because I didn't want to get on my fingers. But I just super glued the base, and I just pushed it on there, and I just let it sit, you know. And they are firm, right? It doesn't feel like they'll come off, but if they do, I have plenty of extras. I can just put more on. That's pretty much it. And I just prefer those so much more to the clasp ones. Yeah, the thing is, though, I can do one of these. Ow. I'm gonna Revitalize. Can I, thank you. I probably should have did this first, but whatever. Another cry? Don't need another cry. My turn. Treasure map. Insight. Insight's fine. Can draw a lot of cards with Insight. So main phase, we'll go and play Drowned Catacomb. Go and play this Insight. Draw some. Gonna go and play. Stop doing this to me, you stupid deck. The video's already going to be super long because this deck is super slow. I'm gonna have cast down for this, and I can kill something else. I'm probably still fine. I mean, I have plenty of freaking treasure, right? So like, I don't care. I'm going to cast another Insight to try and draw some dang cards. Whatever. I'd have to discard down. I guess I just cast down now. Just die. Just go away and die. Go forth and die. Go forth, be conquered. Go forth and die. We are the beasts of the sea. Wait, no, we call out to the beasts of the sea to come join us. This night is yours. For one day we will all be with you in the Blackened Deep. One day we will all go into the what? And all of that such nonsense. Spawn of mayhem? Oh no! Oh no. I don't like the purple sheen he's got on. Like, there's no... Yeah, there's no purple sheen in there. Sure, go. I don't care. Like, the thing is, I've won this game. Something really awful has to happen for me to lose. I guess I only have one more emergency powers left, but, like... Fine. Just fog this. Draw a card. You might as well attack with it. It's the only... Alright, well, it's fine. Do one of those. Yeah, cool. So it might seem like this deck's not fun to play. I hope it doesn't come off like that. It's hard to commentate for because it like at this point like there's like what are we gonna do? What are they gonna do? Like I need to get a Mastermind's Act though, so I can kill my opponent. I'm going to I'm gonna go ahead and Revitalize, especially since it allows me to do this. Boop and boop. Need an act. Need an act. Need an act. Drawing too many freaking. Like an act, please. It's not an act. Drawing way too many lands. Not an act, my friend. Not a dang act. Go to main phase. Draw a freaking card. Just waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting. Waiting on the world to change. Gonna flashback my chemisters. It's gonna draw me another lands. We keep on waiting. Am I really gonna die? Because I can't draw one of my acts. Alright, looks like we're going back in with emergency powers, I guess. It's so stupid. Oh my god. That's fine. I guess we're gonna mortify this first. I'm just gonna mortify this right now. Just die. Yeah, wow, cool. I don't care. We're gonna have so many treasure. 2-7. I assume he's gonna sack it. That makes sense. Cool. Let's draw some more cards. Yes, finally, Mastermind's Act. Okay, our opponent's dead. Oh my gosh. Let's put a Glacial Fortress into play. Why not? 22. 22. Oh, look at it. Nice and Orzhov. Look at... Oh, God, you can't because my stupid face is in the way. Look at that Orzhov symbol. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? God, where did I put it? Are you serious? Why have I done this to myself? Okay, cool. That Orzhov symbol. Ooh. Vaquero would be proud. Did I do that with that on the stack? Am I stupid? Who cares? I win. Who cares? I don't care. Pay for it. Go get freaking Banefire. Banefire my opponent. We'll do 25, I guess. Boom. And then this is where the problem comes in. Because for some reason, there's no way to just auto-complete this, right? Like, I can't touch the number. I can't auto-complete. I wish that there was a way that you could just sack treasures equal to the amount that you need left. Like, if you have no mana, I don't know. It's just dumb. Yeah, Luckily, we do have 2 timeouts, so we have plenty of time to do this. We probably could have even did max, but I didn't want to do max. Take that as you will. Bye. This deck is good, right? Like, the only issues I really had with this deck were against mono blue and mono red, but that was before I put in Sacrament and before I realized I should be getting Sacrament, right? So I think mono red is fine as long as you don't get like completely destroyed. And for the most part, like the deck is freaking awesome. It's super fun to win with a bunch of stupid treasures. This is very similar to Alian Trazi's mono black before. Like when you just like use Mastermind's Acquisition to get Banefire after you've generated a lot of mana. It's just this is more fun because you're playing treasures. Oh my god, how long was this video? Oh my god, almost an hour. Well, it's a good video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I of course would like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Salamander and Croft, for their continued support. If you'd like to join them in supporting the channel, you find links to that down in the description below, along with links to the Discord server where I not where I host decks, where you can chat with me and play games with everyone, and etc., etc., as well as my Aether account, where I host all my deck lists, including this one, and of course, definitely check out LVD. He's a cool dude. He explains things really well, in my opinion, and totally let him know that I sent you there, because he's a cool dude. I want him to recognize me as well. Notice me, senpai, and all that. Yeah, I do. Do hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, and cast one of those comments to the comment section down below, and pass the turn and the video to some of your friends. And until next time, I'll be one.